Hey y'all, welcome to my office. I'm just kidding. I'm really excited to be sitting in here filming this video. So behind me is my little workspace right now and our new addition. It's officially done. I'll be sharing the finishing touches, a couple of the finishing touches on Sunday. We did the beam and the rest of the trim work, so stay tuned for that. But I have a couple just updates to share with you guys today. So we're gonna do this as like a little chatty, hang out with me style video. So first off, new upload schedule. I have put together a schedule for my YouTube channel. It's been a while since I've done this, but I feel like it's really needed. I need some structure in my life. So my new upload schedule is gonna be Sunday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, Sunday is going to be a guaranteed video every week. I'm gonna be posting a DIY home updates video of some sort of makeover or just home related update. And then Wednesday is going to be a get it all done vlog. So that's gonna include like a day in the life, cleaning, maybe cooking, grocery haul, stuff like that. And then Friday is gonna be day in the life, chatty videos like this as a bonus video. So Friday is not guaranteed. Sunday is definitely guaranteed. Wednesday, I'm fingers crossed I can always just get at least 2 videos up a week, but that is gonna be my upload days. So you can look out for videos Sunday, Wednesday, Friday. I'll put it on the screen as well so you can screenshot it. And then my upload time is gonna be at noon Eastern Standard Time. I feel like posting at noon is like a good idea only because I feel like y'all can have lunch with me maybe. It'll give you like a little break in between your day to kind of just get some more motivation maybe. We'll see. That time might change based off the algorithm. If I see that the videos aren't performing well at the start, I might have to push the time back a little bit because typically I do post later in the day. We'll see. We'll play it by ear, but that is my new schedule. Also, we've completed the building, so I've been working out here a little bit more, which has been really nice, and we're about to move on to decorating the space. I've been looking on Amazon for home decor, searching at Facebook Marketplace, thrift stores, looking for all the things, and I actually just posted over on my community tab asking y'all for some questions for this video, and I kind of posted it a little late. I haven't really given you enough time to respond to that just yet. So I only got a couple questions, a few about the dogs and then about the building. So someone asked, do you think you're going to be able to fit everything into the space that you wanted to fit into here? No, I don't, but we're going to do the best we can. I do have a little office space right here. We are going to have like a little hangout spot, like a couch, a small coffee table, TV, for watching like movies, outdoor entertainment, all that. And then I do have my workout space now in the laundry room area. So I think we'll be fine as far as like utilizing the space overall. It is nice to have the extra living space. So it might not be 100% aesthetic, but I think it'll be really great and functional. And so far it's been really functional for us, and I'm loving having a space to come to work and film and edit. It is really exciting and it's really motivated me a lot. And speaking of motivation, I have been feeling so darn good, and I wanted to talk a little bit about that, like just finding myself again, working on feeling better and being less stressed, all that, because this was something that was really bothering me. For a while, I actually went through a really stressful time last year. We went through a very financially stressful time last year as well. And it was my ultimate goal moving into 2025 to focus on mental health, physical health, and just being like overall stress-free. So that's what I have been ultimately working on. I've been exercising daily. I do have my Instagram, my new Instagram page that I started sharing all my workouts on. If y'all want to follow me there, it's Karrie Fit. I'll have it linked down below. I still post on my regular Instagram too. Those are just like really fun pages. I don't do sponsorships or anything on those, at least not at this time. It's just for the connection, and that's how it's been for the past couple years. But I have those, and then I did just start a painting channel, which I'm really just throwing myself out here for the wolves. I'm just doing it all, but it feels good, and I think a lot of it is due to the fact that I'm like finding my happiness in different things and just kind of following my heart. I feel like for a while I was toning myself down or just putting myself in a little box, and I'm free right now and it feels good. So yeah, I did start a painting channel, And what I'm sharing over there is just my hobby of painting. I don't expect it to blow up or go anywhere really. It's more so for those who love art and want to see a more in-depth painting. It's very relaxing. A lot of it is just original audio. I haven't really put a ton of music over it. You can just hear the paint strokes, hear the dog snoring in the background. That's kind of how I would like to keep it, maybe chat in between here and there, but the painting channel is a new little hobby of mine, so if you want to follow that channel, I appreciate it. I plan on posting maybe like once or twice a month on that channel because I don't paint a whole lot. Paintings are really time consuming, but when I do paint, that content will go over there. And then as far as being less stressed and stuff, I have been working on exercise, eating healthier, and taking a huge step back from social media overall. I was like, truly, just to be open and honest, I was putting so much time and effort into this channel and just into YouTube that I was working myself into a burnout. I truly was, and I never like to say that. I hate saying burnout because I feel like that sounds so bad as a content creator, like, because I love what I do. It's like, how can you be burnt out on something that you love? But I think the thing is with social media, there comes the back end of it of like not feeling successful if your videos are not performing well, and you constantly see negative in all of your like stuff. And I have realized that, and the unfortunate truth with social media is if you are not constantly evolving and producing something new and fresh and exciting, you're just not as relevant in the algorithm. They would much rather push drama and any type of other content, it seems. I think for a while I was measuring my level of success and like my self-worth based off of how well my channel was performing, and that sucks to say that out loud, and something I had a really hard time admitting to. I think it was because I was just falling into the trap of like the hustle of social media. Is like you have to keep up with the YouTube Joneses to be successful, and I'm just over it. There's that. Oh, an update on my husband. He's doing really well with his job as well. So we've been both doing really good. I feel like he's at a point with his job that he loves. I'm loving where I'm at. I'm just feeling so motivated and excited, and I think between both of us feeling good, we are doing well as a whole. You know what I mean? Okay, next up, we're gonna talk a little bit about the dogs because that seems to be a really hot topic. I guess I share my dogs so much. Y'all are so in love with them. Like I'm in love with them. So first off, a lot of questions about Zoe. Zoe is a Catahoula and Pit mix. We actually got her from my mom's friend's friend. Their dog had puppies, and I guess the mom ran off and they couldn't find the mom. The mom never came back to take care of the puppies. I don't know what happened to her. He don't know what happened to her. So he had a bunch of puppies that needed to go to a home, and Zoe just happened to be one of them. I got her when she was little. I think she was like really too young to be taken away from her mom, but obviously her mom never came back, so there's nothing they could do about it. But we got her, and she is my sweetheart. Like, she's my baby. Y'all just missed it. Actually, when I was inside, I was eating lunch. She about stole my sandwich off the table. A little stink. She's sneaky. She's very quiet and very like, she'll jump on the counter, not on the counter, but on the table and like steal plates and stuff and be so gentle. Like you can't even hear the plate hit the ground. She literally almost stole my sandwich and then came in the room and apologized. Like she sat on the bed and was just like pawing at me. It was so cute. And then Knox is a American Bulldog. We did actually get him from a friend, and he's actually doing really well. A lot of you are asking about his surgery that he is coming up. It's a luxating patella that he has in both of his back legs. Unfortunately, he will need surgery. We are not rushing it. We have to save up money in order to afford it anyway. It's $3,700 per leg, so pretty expensive. And we want to make sure we have enough saved up for both legs before we go ahead and go in with the one leg, because once we do the one, it would be really stupid to pay for one and not do the other one. So we got to make sure we have enough for both before we do that. And I think I'm going to try to get my taxes done before we commit to that, just to make sure that we have enough savings and stuff first, because I do have my own business, and most of the time we pay in every year. Hopefully this year we don't, but we'll see. Last year I actually didn't owe in any money, which was great. I did the previous year and the previous year before that, and that's a whole thing that nobody talks about here on social media is like taxes. They'll eat you up if you don't know what you're doing, and I did not know what I was doing for many years, and I'm finally getting where I need to be now that I have a tax specialist that does my taxes for me that now moving forward, and also helps me run all the back end stuff with my business, which has been amazing. I highly recommend that if you have someone in your area that can do that. So anyway, that's the update on the dogs. Honey and Little are still doing great. Little just went through a really mean phase. She goes through these phases sometimes where she is like extremely aggressive towards the other dogs and like doesn't want nothing to do with them, and then all of a sudden she gets like in a way better mood. She's very moody at her old age. She is going to be 15. No, she's 14, so she'll be 15 next year. So she's 14. And then Honey, she is actually 11 and a half, and she's doing really well, but she does have a lot of tumors on her stomach, and I did have those checked out last time we went to the vet, and they said they were non-cancerous, so as long as they're not busting open and things like that, she's healthy and good. She's just old girl, likes to lay in her bed. Y'all see her all the time in the kennel, and I always have people comment like, why is she always in the kennel? It's because that's where she wants to be. She puts herself in there. I don't put her in there. She goes in there herself. It's never locked. The only time that kennel is ever locked is if we leave the house, because we try not to leave all 4 of them out at the same time. So, but yeah, that's an update on my fur babies. Also, some people asked about our neighbor, if we've had any issues with them since the last issue that we had where they threatened to, you know what, to my dogs. And luckily we haven't had any issues. I haven't heard them. Actually, I take that back. I did hear them. Their dog still attacks the fence. I've gotten it on camera multiple times. We did put a shock fence up for our dogs just to make sure that they don't touch the fence. Mind you, there is like this much of a gap between my yard and their yard, so I don't even understand why they literally call it the pound on us. Not the pound, the animal control. And the animal control came to our house and they were like, yeah, I don't know why he called me. Like, literally it's his dog that's aggressive, but it is what it is. I haven't even really talked about that here on my channel, so drama. But yeah, we have had some issues with our neighbors. And we did plant some trees, and hopefully those will start growing and get bushy, and we'll have oh, I thought I heard it like a dog squeal, and it was a plane. But hopefully we'll have an added level of privacy there once those trees grow in, because they're just, you know how you just have those people that you just like, you try to be nice and you try to mind your own business, and they just like spew their negativity at you. That's how that situation is. And like, what kills me, and like, this is what kills me about it. I have to tell you guys, because this is like crazy. Now, I'm gonna tell you the whole truth. my truth. You have to hear from him if you want to hear his side. But on my end of things, we were out here. Let me just tell you the whole story now that I've done shared. Now I gotta tell you. So we were out here working on the building. I was working on laying the floor that day. I'm not gonna lie, the saw was loud. And I think the saw maybe was irritating him, but what can I do? I'm doing renovations, you know? So like, people do renovations all the time. I didn't complain whenever he was up there pressure washing his house for 5 days. Like, and it was super loud. I don't bother him when he plays his music like it's a freaking concert next door. But anyway, I was in here working hard. The dogs were outside. All of a sudden, his dogs start barking at the fence, literally barking at the fence. Now, just to paint you a picture here, there is a fence. Here, I'm gonna use these little perfumes. So there is a fence, and then here's our fence, okay? There is a gap like this, about a 1.5 foot, almost 2 foot gap in between 2 fences, his privacy fence and our new privacy fence, which, let me just add that his privacy fence is technically on my property line, because I had a survey done, and it is his fence is on my property. But to be the bigger people, whenever the fence started getting rotten and falling apart, we were like, oh, let's put a new fence up, but we'll put our fence in like this far over. So we did. We added our fence even further in on our property, taking away from our property line. Like, now we don't have as much area because we took away from it. Doesn't matter. Anyway, so his dog starts attacking his fence, okay? And my dogs are barking at our fence. So there's a fence in between the 2 fences. The dogs can't even get to each other. Well, all of a sudden he starts yelling that he's gonna F our dogs up with the K word in there, the K-I, you know what? Listen, you ain't gonna threaten my dogs, okay? That's my babies in there. I don't care if they have fur all over them or not. That I could have birthed them dogs. I'm not kidding you. Don't threaten my family. So I am like, I'm not gonna lie to you. I had some words, okay? Because I'm a little spicy sometimes. Dylan was out here, and Dylan's like, because he threatened to do that, and I was like, what did you say? Like, whoa. We're going at it. And then he threatens me, because then he said something along the lines of like, you're lucky your husband's there or some shit. Like, it was crazy. I was like, and then that really gets me going. Like, I can't stand when a man tries to threaten a woman, or like, oh, I can't stand that. That just really ruffles my feathers, because I grew up with brothers like you. I am not intimidated by no man. I don't care. I don't care. So I like went off. So we're like going at it. Well, this is whenever I guess he decides to call animal control. Animal control shows up. Like I said, we went over the whole spiel. There's nothing they can do. We did nothing wrong. I literally had pictures and video. Okay, sorry, I ran out of storage, and I hope my nose ring wasn't flipped up that whole time. Oh well. But anyway, so yeah, I got videos and pictures of him like threatening us and threatening my dogs, and his dog's attacking the fence, okay? But like I said, dogs are gonna do that. That's like what dogs do, right? So it doesn't even bother me that their dogs bark. Is it annoying? Yes. Is it annoying that my dogs bark? Yes. But I'm also that homeowner, and I'm that dog mom that when my dogs start to bark and act loud, I immediately shut them up. I'm like, y'all hush. I don't just let my dogs just bark out in the yard for no reason. I try to be considerate to the people around me. They don't. Like, they will just let their dog just act crazy aggressive towards the fence, even if our dogs are not even outside. Their dog will hear us walk by the fence and just go off. When we were planting our trees, dogs were not outside except for Knox. The dog comes running up, starts attacking the fence. Like, come on. But anyway, so I showed the animal control dude the videos, and he was like, yeah, you know, just blah, blah, blah. What was the point of calling whenever your dog is the one that's aggressive, like crazy? But anyway, we were trying to be the bigger people, so we did put, like I said, the fence has been up, the 2 fences. We did put a shock fence up on our fence line now, so our dogs don't even bark at the fence anymore, thank God. But his dog does, and we've had no issues. Now that my dogs aren't barking, now all of a sudden he's fine with it, but it's okay for his dog to bark. Oh, and get this, I heard through the grapevine, which, you know, rumors spread, but the people in the corner, they also have had issues with him and his dog. So it's not just us, okay? And it kind of makes me wonder so the whole time I thought it was a different neighbor that kept calling on us and complaining, because once this building was installed, we actually had someone call the city and complain, or call the county and complain about debris in our front yard. Mind you, we don't live in an HOA neighborhood. We had a huge dumpster trailer up front, and someone called, and the city came out and put tags on the concrete that we had in our yard that was needed to be thrown in the dumpster. It was just really heavy to pick up, and we had to have the tractor come get it, so we just put it in our yard. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. They were trying to fine us for having concrete out there that we were picking up. We were just waiting until I had help from my brother, but that's a whole other story. Someone doesn't like us, and I honestly think it's them, but at this point I don't even care. We're getting our little trees planted. Hopefully they grow real big and tall, and we have like a little forest in between. But I don't care as long as they just stay away from me, and like, it is what it is. We do got some cameras that we're gonna be putting up to just make sure that we're safe. Of course, my number one concern was that he was gonna try to poison my dogs. Like, that was terrifying to me. I was like scared to come outside, and I was scared to let my dogs outside without me outside for a while. But at this point, it's been pretty quiet. We've had no issues. And like I said, my dogs don't even go near the fence anymore because there is that shock fence. So if you notice that in the background, that's what that is. It will light you up because it got my butt too. I sat on it when we were planting the trees. But it's just an added layer of protection, not just for my dogs, but for us. If something was to come up down the line, he can't lie and say that we didn't do all that we could do. And he was like, I don't want to overshare. But he was talking about like touching his property, touching his fence. And then even the animal control guy told me that he could my dogs if my dogs went into his property. They can't, because his fence is on my property. So even if my dogs were to touch his fence, which they don't, they can't, because we have another fence. We have 2 fences. Even if they did, how can he be allowed to do that? Like, that's crazy to me, the law. That's just so evil. Like, what an evil man to say something like that. I would never, like, unless like someone's dog like literally came into my yard attacking my personal space, my kids, my dogs, whatever, I would never threaten to just like pop one off just because they were barking. Jeez, you know? But anyway, that's enough of that drama. But we've had no issues. All that to say, no issues since that day. That day was pretty bad though. And like I said, it went on for like a hot minute because I was highly upset. And this is not the first time we've gotten into it, by the way. Let me just add that. We've gotten into it before because he didn't like that my kids were splashing in the pool. He didn't like that my kids were splashing and playing in the pool that we had. That they were being too loud, they were playing too loud. We live in a neighborhood that's so freaking small. It's so, like my backyard is his backyard. Oh well. But no issues there. And then what else did I want to update you on? I feel like there was so much I wanted to share. Now that I've started, I can't even like think. I need to go back and look at my notes. Things I wanted to talk about. Number one, this house, the plan, the building, like what our goals are here. And then I actually had Michelle just comment, and she was so kind. She was just like, way to go, girl, you're doing a great job with your channel. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I am trying a lot more and just letting my walls down and just being myself a lot more, and it feels great. And I am so grateful that you're enjoying. So thank you for that encouragement, and it really does mean a lot. It literally makes me want to cry because I feel like I have been trying really hard for so long, and this is like the first time in a while that I feel like just so genuinely happy with what I've been doing and what I've been sharing. So thank you for noticing. It really means a lot to me. So anyway, moving on about the house, I got a question about us saying that this is not our forever home, what the plan is down the line. So eventually, I think I mentioned already, we do want to eventually rent this house out, and this will just be like an investment property, and we would love to buy land and have a house built. So that is crazy. I haven't actually said that out loud to anybody yet. I always talked about buying an older home and renovating it, but after doing this addition, I think that like I would be really good at designing a house, like just coming up with an actual design of what we want for our forever home. And I think that ultimately, if you want something done right, you got to do it yourself type of thing. So I think I would love to build a house. It doesn't have to be big. I am okay with like, I think right now we're in a 1,200 square foot, obviously not including this part. So if you were to take 1,200 and add this addition to that, I think that's right around 1,500 square foot now is what we have as far as like living space. If you count this and that, I think 1,700 to 1,800 square foot would be like, or square feet. Is it square foot or square feet? Either way, you know what I'm saying. I think it would be perfect for us. It would give us just that extra little bit of breathing room. The kids could actually like run through the house without getting in trouble. Our house is really tiny, and they try to do like this circle around the island. They do it anyway, even though I tell them not to because someone's gonna get hurt. But they like ride the scooters in a circle and like up and down the hallway, and it would just be wonderful if they had a little bit more room to play. That is one of the biggest problems with our house is like, our house is beautiful. I love the way our house looks, especially when it's like spotless and clean. I think it's a stunning house. It's just very small. And my friend Brandy, she actually came over and saw the house in person. She's always seen it on my videos. She's never actually seen it in person. It's smaller in person than it appears online. I promise you. So we just need a little bit more space. And I think for the longest time, I always felt like, well, maybe we're not outgrowing the house. Maybe we're just overbuying and we just have too much stuff. But no, the truth is we have just outgrown our home. And that's okay. We're gonna make do with what we have right now while we can. Eventually though, the goal is to buy land and build a house now. At least that's my goal right now in this moment. Goals change, plans change, dreams change. Don't let anybody shame you for changing your mind. What I wanted last year is damn sure not what I want this year. I can tell you that. Like, we all change and evolve, and don't, like I said, don't let anybody make you feel bad for changing your mind, because we're human. Like, that's what we're meant to do, is like evolve and change. I mean, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in the same position I've been in forever. Like, I want to constantly be evolving, at least as a person, in a better way. And I feel like not only am I trying to evolve as a person, but I'm also trying to evolve in life all the time. So anyway, so not moving anytime soon, but I would like eventually like to buy land and move. And someone asked if we plan on moving to Georgia. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, my heart is in Valdosta. I really miss Valdosta. I didn't realize how much I missed it until we went back a couple times to visit. We didn't necessarily go back to like the house that we used to live in, but like just being in Valdosta, the environment, it is such a beautiful place. It really is. Not just it's beautiful there, but it's also like so family friendly, and I enjoy Valdosta a lot, and I like that it's not too far away. It's, you know, a weekend trip. So if we were, I think the furthest we would ever go, in my opinion, would be South Georgia. I don't think we'd go any further than South Georgia, just because I'm very family oriented, and I want to make sure that I at least have weekends with my family if I want. Like, we don't spend every weekend with my family now. We kind of just probably like once or twice a month we all get together at some point, but the fact that we can get together if we wanted to is nice, that they're right there. But when you live far, it's a little bit different when you start to calculate traveling, and then the stress of traveling. And I hate driving in Florida traffic. The drive to Georgia is absolutely freaking terrifying. 75 is extremely dangerous. We're overpopulated here. So if everyone who has been talking about wanting to move to Florida, I get it. But just be prepared. It is bad. Like, the traffic is so bad. Even just in my area now, like when we first moved here 6 years ago into this house, it was not as bad as it is now. It is so bad. Like, there's some days I can't even get out of my neighborhood. I literally have to kind of scooch out, and people have to stop to let me go. And some people won't. Like, some people are in such a hurry and they just don't care. It's so hard to get out. You have to either leave 20 minutes early to make sure you get where you're gonna get, and then you're barely making it on time. If you want to go across town, you better prepare for a whole hour drive, because there is road work and just accidents galore. And I think a lot of it goes back to people just being impatient and not knowing how to drive. And I think we do have so many different types of people here from all over the world traveling to come here where it's nice and warm. So people come here that drive from out of state, and it's different. If you have not driven in Florida, buckle up. It's a whole new world here, I'm telling you. It truly is. You have to drive like you were in NASCAR, or you're gonna get ran off the road. And if the light turns green, that does not mean you get to go. You have to wait and look both ways, because someone is busting through a red light. I am not kidding you. Every single time, if that light turns green for me to go, I look both ways, shoo, and there goes somebody. And that could have been my car T-boned if I didn't look both ways first. So definitely, why am I talking about this? Just be aware if you're in Florida, and definitely get a dash cam if you can, because there are some scammers out there. But anyway, yeah, all that to say that Florida, I love it here. I like being close to family, but yes, I do want to move eventually. And I think Georgia would be a beautiful place to build a house. Plus, it's cheaper there. It's so much cheaper. And that's one of the reasons why we have been kind of stuck in this house. And I say that like in the nicest way. I love my house. I don't want to ever come off as ungrateful, but ever since we bought this house and prices have increased over the past couple years, we have gotten to the point where we can't afford anything around here. Everything is well over $400,000 for what we would want. So if we're gonna move, it's gotta be like worth that. And if we can even afford that, which there's no way we could afford a $3,000 mortgage, like it's gonna be at least 27 for the houses, and like the size of land and home that we would want, it'd be way out of our price range. So yeah, I don't know. And I'm very big on living below my means, and being able to at least survive on one income. If something was to ever happen with my job or my husband's job, it's important that we can afford life on just one income. I think that's really important to make sure. So Yeah, I call these cowbirds. I don't know what they're actually called, but this dude, this little bird, I was out there the other day, pooper scooping the yard, because I have to do that like every day. And I swear to you, this bird literally about made me pee myself. Had shit in my freaking pooper scooper, and this bird walks up right behind me. By the time I turned and saw him, he kind of flapped his wings to fly, and the poop went flying. I was like, ha! But let me show you. That's him. He's so cute. I like that they have a little mohawk. He's looking for worms. I literally have like 5 minutes and I gotta go and pick up the kids from school. But last couple things. Number one is a financial update. I did share at the beginning of the year I wanted to cut back on unnecessary spending, and I didn't want to buy any new clothes off Amazon. Just work better at like being more mindful of where I was putting my money. I was getting caught up in fast fashion and just like, I don't know. I think I was trying to fill a void because I was going through a lot. I was like stressed, and I felt like maybe if a lot of it had to do with like physical things, but I was trying to like overcompensate in some areas. So anyway, I've cut back so much and I'm so proud, and I have actually done a really good job. I have only bought 2 things off Amazon clothing wise this month that were new. I told you I wasn't buying nothing new, but I'm gonna tell you I did buy 2 things. Everything else I bought I did end up having to return because it didn't look right, but I have a girls' night coming up and we're all supposed to be matching, so I ended up buying an outfit for that, but it was less than like $15 for the 2 things together, so it wasn't bad at all. And then as far as coffees go, eating out, we have done so much better, and it feels good to like be sticking to my goals, and I plan on continuing that throughout the year. But I just wanted to address that because some people assume that I just meant I wasn't buying anything ever, and that's not the case, because shortly after I made that video, I went thrifting and I bought some stuff, and people were like, I thought you said you were doing no spend, you're not supposed to be buying anything. And I'm like, girl, when did I say I wasn't buying anything? Because I have to buy stuff in order to like produce content for my channel. I'm not saying that that's my excuse to buy things. I'm not saying that at all, but I do decorate, I do share makeover videos, and I can't just pull stuff out of thin air. Like I have to buy some things. Plus, I have been working out, and I did buy this exercise top from the thrift store, and I love it so much. I paid $4 for it. It is so freaking cute. It's actually Victoria's Secret brand, I believe. Pink. Yeah, pink's the pink. Yeah, that is Victoria's Secret. I really like it a lot. I think it's so cute. I love this color too. It's like, I thought it was brown in the store, but it kind of looks a little, am I crazy, or does this look a little maroon? Or is it like it's a weird color. It kind of matches my little flowers back here, but I really love it. So yeah, just when I am buying stuff, I'm just trying to be more mindful of how much money I'm spending each month, because we have goals this year, you guys. Like, we are so close to paying off all of our debt, like so freaking close. Last year, the goal was to pay off my truck, which unfortunately we did not get to do that because we had so many big expenses happening, and this building cost us a heck of a lot more money than I expected it to. But that was because we had to buy tools. I didn't think we were going to have the tools that we ended up needing, and I didn't think we were going to have to hire out the drywall. So there was just a lot more that went into this, and we didn't get to pay down the truck as much as I thought, but it's okay. We're gonna work on it this year. It's all a process. But a couple other questions I got was, do I plan on homeschooling anytime? No, I do not plan on homeschooling. I actually would love to be a teacher one day and work at the school that my kids go to, but I don't plan on homeschooling. My kids love interaction. They love being around other kids, and it's nice when they get to go to school and they come home and they tell me all their fun stories. Like, I love that they love school, and I'm so grateful they both do, because when they first started school, it was not like that. One loved it and one hated it, and it was not good. But now they both really enjoy it, and they actually enjoy getting up and getting ready and going. So I'm super grateful for that. And it's nice because then when they're at school, I get my work done, and then whenever they get home, I just get to be mom, which has been really nice too. So, and for a long time, obviously I worked when they were little, and I had to try to balance it all. And that is so tough when you are a stay-at-home mom and a working mom, when you have littles at home still. So if you're doing that, I totally get it. It is hard to balance it, like really hard. But somehow I did it. I look back, oh my gosh, speaking of that, when I had my niece and nephew this past weekend, I had them all day Friday. So I took my kids to school, went and picked up my niece and nephew. took them to Bonnet Springs, which was so much fun. But we ended up going there, spending a couple hours there, and then sorry, my camera cut off again, but I had them all day on Friday pretty much, even in the afternoon. And I got home, I was so freaking tired. I had to make another coffee. And then when I dropped them off that next day, I was like whooped. Like I forgot, because my kids are now like they are independent. You know, we're out of that little kid phase. And I even posted on my Instagram, I'm like, if you are in the little kid phase still, and like, oh my, it's hard. It's like you forget how hard it is. So I feel for you. Like I totally understand now that I had them all day. Like I've had them like in the afternoon, you know, overnight and stuff, but all day long, getting them in and out of the truck, out of the car, like I get it. I forgot what it was like. And it was only like, what, 5 years ago that I was doing that. It's like physically, you just, I mean, it comes like second nature when you do it again. Like I love it. I will do it all the time, but I'm just saying it was really challenging and I was whooped. Like even my mom the next day, she was like, I am so sore from squatting and like helping the kids, because she came with me when we went to Bonnet Springs, and I had help. Okay, it wasn't even like I went there by myself. I had my mom there to help. I had them alone here at the house until Dylan got home, but it was definitely, it was fun. We had a great time, but it was, now I remember. But anyway, I have to go. I gotta grab the kiddos from school. I actually have to run and make a couple returns, but thank you guys so much for hanging out today. If you want to see another episode of like a chat with me, stay tuned for next Friday. If you have any questions, y'all don't not leave questions. Leave a question down below if there's anything you're curious on. If maybe it's something I'm uncomfortable to answer, that's totally fine. I just won't answer it, but never be scared to ask anything down below. So thank you guys once again. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye y'all.